Hi, I'm Kelsey. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. How is the weather outside today?
It's very nice. It's not raining. That's the one good thing about it.
Yes. Okay. Well, did you sign a consent form before you came in today?
I did.
Okay. And if you have any questions about that, that's normal, and I can answer any of those that you might have. It's just basically stating that if you were to cause harm to yourself or others, the confidentiality breaks between us so that I can tell someone about that and get you some other help if need be.
Okay.
But what brings you in today?
Well, I have a niece slash best friend that is going through a divorce. It has turned out to be an ugly one. Her ex-husband has turned her three children against her. So she's not just dealing with the divorce of 30 some odd years, but she's dealing with the ex-husband is an alcoholic, and he does pain pills a lot because he's always in pain. But she lived in an uneasy atmosphere for like 9 years. They lived in separate rooms. So she just could not take it anymore, so she filed for a divorce. And in the meantime, he's turned very ugly toward her. And through that, he has talked to the children badly about her, so her own children have turned against her. She had 2 children prior to this marriage, and they have 1 child together. But the 2 children that she had prior to their marriage have turned against her as well. So she's been stuck with having to get rid of the house. So she's got to sell the house, and there was some land that they had purchased that she's got to also get rid of. But through this process, she's become very depressed. Naturally, she would be, losing not just her marriage of 30-something years, but losing her 3 children as well, which have turned totally against her and don't want to have nothing to do with her. She has grandchildren that are also involved, so if the children and the in-laws don't get along with her, then naturally she doesn't get to see her grandchildren. So she feels like she's left out in the world by herself and nothing that she could do about it.
Okay.
So I just wanted to reach out and see if there's anything you can counsel with me to try to help her cope and get through life a little easier through this process that she's having to go through.
Okay. Just so that I make sure I have everything that you just told me. So it's your niece, you said, and she's going through a difficult time because she's already been through a divorce, and her husband is causing a lot of pain towards her, and now her children have turned against her, which is causing a lot of pain for her, because not only is she losing her kids right now, but she's also losing her grandchildren. And in the midst of all that, she's had some problems between her and her husband, with alcohol abuse and verbal abuse and stuff like that, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how do you feel in the situation? You seem like you know a lot about her and a lot about the situation, not only just because she's your niece, but does she confide in you a lot? Does she look up to you for reasons of you knowing all of this? How do you feel about that?
She does. She contacts me a lot. She informs me on what's going on because she doesn't have anybody else to come to. If she goes to her mom worries a lot about her, which is my sister. So she really doesn't know how to cope with that because my sister tends to really let it get emotional with her, which her daughter is already emotional as it is. So she needs to seek out someone that can listen to her and maybe help give her advice and not kind of side with it and be sad along with her. Naturally, I'm sad and everything, but I try to be the listener and try to understand where she may be coming from and help in that situation. But she does confide in me a lot and seeks out if I have any advice or just for me to just be there and be a listener.
Well, it's really good. I think that she looks up to you for help and comfort. Do you know if there's like a reason why she might look up to you?
It could be possibly because I've been through a divorce myself,
Okay.
and I was married for 32 years and kind of went through the same situation where my ex-husband kind of tried to turn my kids against me by saying things that weren't true. So I feel like maybe she feels like I've already been through that situation, that she feels that I would know where she's coming from and how she's hurting in certain ways, because she was there when I went through mine and seen how it was kind of not totally ugly. He wasn't abusive or a heavy drinker, which he's turned that way now, but he wasn't then. It was just, we just had fallen out of love, and it was just easier to be apart than it was to be together.
Okay. And how long has she been going through this? The divorce is pretty new, correct?
Yeah, it's just been maybe a month.
Okay.
But she lived in unhappiness for 9 years.
Okay. Okay. So with this being new for her and not so new for you, I can see why she might look up to you and want to talk to you. What have you done so far to help her through this?
To just inform her, like when she was telling me that she was going to file for divorce, I asked her several times, is this really what you want to do? Because the road that you're fixing to go down is not going to be a nice one, because you don't realize when you're in this type of situation, those people that you lived with and thought you knew become people you don't really know, because these kind of things will turn a person to hatred instead of you spent 30-something years with a person that you loved and had children with, but now that love is no longer there, and it can get ugly. Those people tend to be haters instead of lovers at that time. So I wanted to make sure that she knew exactly what road she was going to be heading down, but I could not have prepared her for her children's being turning their backs on her, because I did not experience that. So I can't seek any relief on that issue at all, because I had the support of all four of mine, and I feel sorry for her, and I'm sad, because relationships are hard to mend, especially if a person has given them an opinion about that individual. It will be hard for her to rebuild, even though it could be that, down the road for her, which I feel like it will be. But she is going through some terrible times right now, and I'm really scared for her health, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, I think through the course of our counseling sessions, I think what we're going to maybe look at more is how she progresses through this, because she seems like she does talk to you a lot. You can keep track of how she's feeling. Is she getting worse? Is she getting better? Maybe even reaching out to her to doing something like this, talking to a counselor, because if you feel the need that you want that help to help her, maybe this is helping her just as much, and maybe something she could do as well. And that could be a goal that we could even set for her, is when you talk to her, maybe encourage her that it's okay to talk to outside people about something like this, because some people could help her. Because I know losing her kids and grandchildren may be really hard on her. So through the course of that, we could look at that. Another goal we could set would be, you seem to talk to her a lot. You could maybe text her every Thursday at 6 o'clock after work. How is she doing? How was her day? And kind of focus it a little bit off of the divorce, off of her husband, off of her children and grandchildren, and let her see what she still has in life, because she has, it seems like, a great family, and one that really cares for her, and see how it goes from there, and see if it gets better. Just an off the side question for you: if you happen to wake up one morning, tomorrow morning, say, and what was your niece's name?
Angie.
Angie message you or call you and say that her children are talking to her again, her grandchildren have been over already to say hey to her, and her husband is not drinking anymore. How would that make you feel? Not only Angie, but how would that make you feel?
it would make me feel very happy for her, because it would be a burden that has been lifted off of her, and that there could be hope. And I think that's what she's looking for, is just hope. Not that the marriage could get back together, because I think that is in the past, but to rebuild her relationship with her children, and to be able to spend time and see her grandchildren would just uplift her enough, because she had lived in unhappiness for so long. I think she's seeking out just to be happy now.
Of course. So that would bring relief on you, and not only you, Angie, of course, because she would have her kids back and her grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
And even though she's divorced with her husband, I'm sure it would be nice for her to see that her husband's going in the right direction.
Correct.
Well, I think this is great that you came in today and you've wanted to talk to me about this so you could help her. And I really hope that this can help you help her. Mm-hmm. And I really look forward to our future sessions and determining these goals that we've set, and messaging her, making sure everything's okay, and just furthering that for her to make her feel better as well. Just let me summarize everything basically, just to make sure I'm on the right track. Angie reaches out to you because she not only is she going or done with her divorce, but it's put a lot of effect in her life negatively, because she's lost her children right now. Her grandchildren, since she's lost her children, her grandchildren are basically not seeing her either, and she is going through a hard time, and she's confiding in you because you've been through something similar. You've had a divorce and was married for 32 years, and you had a similar situation where the husband tried to take your kids away from you, but you've had something different. You had your kids through the divorce. So all of this being said, you have used your example in life to kind of help her through hers.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Well, I had a great time listening to you and being able to help you, and I look forward to future sessions.
Thank you.